Hello everybody and welcome back, and it is night day in the 22nd. I cross that off. And the weather looks good. It seems to be slightly cloudy. It is dry, warm, with a light breeze. That actually sounds like my ideal day. I definitely like spring more than summer. Today will be a day of riding because the party are around here and we are going back to Sukiskyn. It will take around an entire day to just get to about here. That's the morning with a break actually to here, and that will be the evening. The party have already woken up and gone through the morning rituals, and Carrick counted the bag of gems that we got for trading in that mirror frame, and there is around 2,500 gold's worth of various gems. The frame itself was worth more, but it isn't cash, so there will always be an exchange rate. So in this day of riding through these hills, then across these plains, on this almost perfect day of weather, we have the usual 3 encounters. We had the encounter in the middle of the day, and that is 4 wolves. And they hit us roughly in these foothills. Right, so firstly, who gets a prize? This may be where we just stop to fill up our water skins and maybe give the horses a chance to drink from a stream. There is no surprise. Now what do the wolves think of us? The reaction roll is 8. That's uncertain. Well, that gives both parties a chance to size each other up for some weapons to be drawn. And 5 is attack. Right, these wolves are clearly famished. I think it's probably the horses they smell more than us. Right, so the fight is on. Let's see who has initiative. And that is mutual. I shall do missiles first. Liz, with a short range bonus, hits AC 6. That's enough to hit, by the way. The wolves have AC 7, and she does 5 points of damage. They all have 11 HP. Sylvia, plus 1 onto that for her short range. That is AC 10. Not good enough. Malin is going to try and throw a dagger. He has about 4 throwing daggers. And, well, his missile Daco is 19. He hits AC 6. Regrettably, he only does 1 damage. One wolf is down to 10. Remember, he gets a -1 damage penalty for his weak strength. And then we have melee. Donard hits AC 7 and does 8 damage. One is down to 3. And Carrick, who does 7 damage, and 1 is down to 4. Right, that's our go. You might wonder why I didn't bother with sleep. Well, on the grounds at 4 wolves, again, it's being a bit tight-fisted with the old spells on the grounds that there might be a greater danger later on today. Okay, I'm going to say 2 of the wolves are going for a horse, which means I'm going to have to look at the AC of a horse. Right, the armor class of a horse, we have riding horses, and the armor class of a horse is 7. 2 of the wolves are attacking a horse. Will it fight back? I don't see why it wouldn't fight back. It does 1d4 for the 2 front hooves. Okay. And the other 2, they have to defend against Donard and Carrick. So I'll do the 2 wolves on a horse. Right. So the first wolf hits and does 1 damage. And the second wolf hits and does another 2 damage, so that's 3 altogether off the horse. And I will actually have to roll to see how many HP that horse has. Oh yes, it has 12. That was a good roll. It could have actually died there, so it has 9 HP. Now the one that is on Donard misses, and the one that is on Carrick misses. Round number 2. We get initiative. Right, we'll do missiles first. Liz hits with her short range bonus, does hit AC 7, and she kills one of the wolves. Sylvia hits AC 7, and a wolf is down to 5 HP. Those 2 wolves that Liz and Sylvia were attacking were the ones on the horse. And I think in order to save the horse, Malin will cast his sleep spell. And that is 11 points of damage, and that is enough to put the 3 remaining wolves to sleep. They get dispatched, and I suppose we might as well skin them to bring the skins back to Sukiskyn. That was the afternoon encounter, which took place while we were dismounted in the middle of the day. We get to hear these open plains. We are about to set up a camp when... Well, let's roll for surprise. We get surprise. What we see lurking around the edge of the forest, which have come up to here, are 3 goblins. Now I think because we have surprise, they may be spies. They may have come from the Red Blade Goblin lair, which we know is somewhere in this vicinity, and I think it's best that we get rid of them. So we're going to use the surprise round for Liz to try and shoot. Oh dear, that is a miss. Sylvia is going to try and shoot. She misses, and Carrick is going to shoot. And he misses. Right, well that's some surprise. Let's roll for initiative. They get initiative. What are they going to do? 5, possibly attack. Right, so I think they're going to duck behind a boulder, which will give them 1 AC of cover, and they get their slings ready. And that is attack. 1d4 damage. 1 on Donard. Misses. 1 on Carrick, whose AC is 1. That misses. And 1 on Sylvia. Right, her AC is 3 and their Thaco is 19, so yes, that hits. And Sylvia gets bonked on the nose with a sling for 3 points. That teaches her to be so narky on that island. Right. Malin is going to back off behind the horses. So Liz hits, takes 1 from 4 to 1 HP. Sylvia misses. This is not a short range battle. Carrick misses. Donard is going to take out a sling, a weapon he does not like. Round number 2. And we get initiative. Liz hits and kills one of them. Sylvia misses. Carrick misses. Donard, his missile Thaco is 18, so he hits AC 2. Even with cover the goblins have behind the rock, it's still enough to do 1 damage. 1 is down to 3 HP. Their turn, there's only 2 left. And that is the one that is on Donard. That misses. And the one that hits Sylvia is going to have another go. And that misses. Round number 3. We get initiative. Okay. Liz misses. Sylvia hits and kills one. Carrick hits and kills the last one. So that is 3 dead goblin spies, and we have to make camp. I think we're going to use the Staff of Healing on Sylvia because it just might be that when it's her turn to keep watch, the camp might be attacked, and it is towards the end of the day, so we still have 2 healing spells. And she is back up to full health. Next, we will have the nighttime encounter in the middle of the night. Right, so let's see who is on watch in the middle of the night. And that is Sylvia, twice, okay. And Malin, right, 2 magic users together, not that great, but the last time they kept watch, the camp was met with 4 fire beetles. What a coincidence that this evening's encounter is another 3 fire beetles, and they come clicking their way into the campfire. Previously, these fire beetles on 2 occasions have put on a rather amusing courtship display to the campfire, thinking that it was, well, in heat. And that's 9, possibly friendly. Roll again. Well, it looks like they're at it. And that's 6. That's friendly. Yeah, so again, Sylvia and Malin are treated to a bizarre display of nature at work. It is the month of Thamont, which seems to be the equivalent of March. Actually, yesterday and today would have been the equinox. So this is mating season for most animals. Yeah, so life goes on around us, and these beetles, utterly unconcerned with our troubles and grievances, still have their own thing to do, and that is try and procreate with the campfire. And eventually they will give up and leave. So while that is a lot of fun, it does give us the impression that fire beetles are always friendly. This may not be the case, and we might get lured into a false sense of security. Let's just roll to see if there is a morning encounter. Well, we get up the next day and we have our morning ritual off pat. Donard, Sylvia and Malin are learning their spells while Carrick and Liz boil up the breakfast. From these dried rations, after 4 days on them, I think we're getting a bit sick of them, and as much as fresh rations weigh a lot, boy, at least it makes for a nice dinner. Okay, so this is Lost Day, the 23rd. We will make it to Sukiskyn for the evening. And just out of curiosity, the clouds are still light. There is a light patter of rain. It's time to put the hoods of the cloaks up. The temperature has gotten a bit cooler and the wind has picked up a bit. I think we will be glad to get back to Sukiskyn. I'll roll for a morning encounter. And that is 17. And that again is more wolves. How many wolves? D4 plus 1. That is 4 more wolves. That will have taken place about here. Now let's see who has surprise. And we surprise the wolves. I think Malin. Considering the last time these wolves attacked the horses, I think Malin is going to cast his sleep spell. We'll do missiles first. Liz and Sylvia. Liz misses. Sylvia hits and does 4 damage. One is down to 7 HP. Well, that's made it clear that we are going to attack these wolves. We got surprised. They still have to make a reaction roll. Let's cast the sleep spell. And that's pretty poor. That puts 2 of them to sleep. So there's a damaged one and one with 11 HP. That was the surprise round. This is round number 1. And it's mutual. I will do their reaction roll. And that is possibly attack. And that is attack, right. So these 2 wolves charge in, and in the front line, ready for them, is Donard with his shield up, and that wolf misses. And then the other one is on Carrick, and that wolf misses. I've got a feeling that since it has come to the end of winter, these wolves will have come out of hibernation and they are clearly starving. It's our go, and Liz hits, does 4 damage. The wolf she was on is down to 3. Sylvia, excellent hit, okay damage, that is down to 9. I have in the past forgotten Sylvia's longbow +1 also gives a +1 damage. Slap on the wrist there. So, Donard misses. Carrick hits, and Carrick Wolf Cleaver kills 1 wolf with an amazing 14 damage. There's 1 wolf left, and it is round number 2. And we get initiative. Right. It has 3 HP left. And Liz misses it. Sylvia misses it. Donard misses it. Carrick. Yes, he hits it and kills it. I think we will skin these wolves to bring some fur pelts back to Sukiskyn. I'm sure you can eat wolf meat. Now we'll just bring the skins back, and come the early evening we make it back to Sukiskyn. And well, we have adventures to tell the others. Piotr is of course concerned with the fate of his brother Stephen. Well, we know where he isn't. He isn't in the Viper Goblin lair, and he isn't by this lake. Trying to make the best of bad news, we tell him that we know roughly where the Red Blade Goblin lair is, and that will be our next port of call. And we also tell him that we know where we might get information on the Wolf Skull Goblin lair from the dwarves here. But that in itself is a massive trek, and we will need to replenish our rations and replenish any used arrows. We're going to rest for the evening and set off tomorrow morning. The days seem to be flying by. Yeah. Tomorrow will be Soliday on the 24th. But as Carrick goes to bed, he feels slightly invigorated. Because Carrick has leveled up. He will become a level 5 dwarf. This, in terms of changes, is not a significant level for him. He doesn't get any Thaco changes or damage or training. All he gets for this level is 1d8 hit points, and he badly needs them. Carrick has no constitution bonus. Okay, fingers crossed everybody. Yes, thank you for crossing those fingers. It must have been a mass finger crossing. You know, I had in my mind's eye the fact I was going to say 1 and 24 HP is still good. Yes, that has certainly brightened up the party. After a lot of bad news, that is good news. Carrick is up to 31 natural HP. That almost puts him on the same level as Donard. Donard has an amazing constitution of 18, so 15 of his hit points are due to his constitution and 18 are due to 5d6. which is, if I do a sum in my head, yeah, that is almost bang on average. I think 17.5 is the average of 5d6. He has average hit points, but an amazing constitution, so he is well above average. And Carrick at 5d8. I'm going to do a little sum here. 45 divided by 2. Carrick is well above average. Indeed, if Carrick had gotten the 1 HP and had 24, he would be still just above average of 22.5. Okay, well, let's see what tomorrow brings. Right, just one final thought on Carrick's level up. I did a quick calculation, and his 31 HP is the average of 7d8. And also, if you consider the weapons mastery system from the Master's rule set, which has given him +2 to hit and damage, he really is the equivalent of a level 7 dwarf, apart from the saving throw bonus. So if you look at modules like this, where it says the party should have a total of 26 to 34 levels, 30 being the best, I should take that into account. So we're all in Sukiskyn, and things have changed. A lot of refugees have passed through here, and this is a frontier area. You've got to look after each other or no one will survive. Piotr has given everybody somewhere to sleep, and it's also a place where nobody wants to be seen as a charity case, so everybody has offered to pay their way. And in doing so, that has mostly meant rebuilding the bridge, the gatehouse, the burnt down barn, and this palisade. Also, a lot of people fled and gathered up what important things they could. That often includes livestock, which for many people means either life or death. And that has been organised into a small farm with chickens, goats, piglets, the sort of small animals that people could pick up and run with. The forge is back up and working. The occupants of these two rooms, Hakos and Novanas, are dead. Piotr has given this little suite of 2 rooms over to us. It was meant to be kind of a hero's welcome, welcoming Stephen back safe and sound. That has not happened. But he still gives us these 2 private rooms by the stables for us to keep our stuff in, on the grounds that, yes, we will return one day as the heroes. Right, that means we have to set off and be heroic. This is Solidane, the 24th. Okay, heavily overcast, rain, cool with a breeze. So, everything is as usual. Our rations have been replenished, as has our arrow stock. While our next port of call is to go back to this scene of the battle, and then back to where we killed that elven horse trader. And from there, we're going to have to not get lost as we try to find the Red Blade Goblin lair. When we get to here, it might mean we have to choose from one of 3 ways, though these 2 seem the most obvious. If we set off at 7 in the morning and it takes us until, well, I'll call it dawn, I'm still trying to get out of the habit of using clock times. So if we set off at dawn, it will take us to mid to late morning to get to the scene of the battle. This is where the wolf skulls and the vipers and the red blades all seem to slaughter each other, and they also killed a lot of the horses. That was about a week, 10 days ago. Something may have taken up residence in this area. So let's see what that could be. 9. Forest during the day. It's more Valia elves who are going eastward, and we ask them, do they have any knowledge further into the woods? They can only confirm what we already know, that somewhere to the southeast we might be lucky. I'll leave it there for today, and let's hope next time we can get to this Red Blade Goblin lair and sort it out. And hopefully Stephen will be there. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you then.